Hello everybody, this is a little quick video. I'm not really putting a lot of work and a lot of prep into it. This is just to basically to give an idea, use your imagination however it goes. There's been, discussion with magnets being used in challenge locks. Harry Bow has been a strong resource on using a lot of those in his challenge locks. I've recently started using them, and this is what I found. Of course, opposites attract, and same polarization, basically repels. Kind of keep that in mind. What I normally do is when I use them, regardless if they're driver or key pin. Now, the thing is with neodymium, there's been some talk about, I don't really know for sure, I'm not an expert, but when you get rid of the coating, eventually the magnetic flux degrades over time. But here is what I was trying to discuss in one of the server chats on Discord. Set that right there. When you guide them in a certain way, one may lift up and push on the other depending on how you've got the polarities. If you skip a chamber and see, if you get them where they're opposite, I have noticed that even with a shorter key pin and a longer that are neodymium, if they're opposite, they'll kind of rise up simultaneously and pull out, just like how that jumped out. And the magnets I use 3 millimeter diameter by 6 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter by 6 millimeter in length. The 2.5, of course, is going to be the diameter. And these are 3 millimeter with the length is 13 millimeters. And if you're trying to cut a key pin, let me find a key pin real quick. Tweezers. Alright. Set that there. Excuse my jitteriness. I have had a Death Wish espresso. Basically 1-2 pots via French press in a probably a 22 ounce tumbler. So basically what I would do here is I'm not going to magnetize that pair of tweezers. Where's the magnetic ones? Never mind. I'll just use this instead to help control the magnet. This tensioning tool here. Bingo. What I would originally do would go ahead and put the tip of my key pin that goes down into the keyway on. I put the key that I'm going to make the key pin for, and of course I would put it inside here, as you see right here where it has Sharpie, and I'd mark it with a Sharpie. Now what I'd do is put it in my Dremel tool to where just below where the Sharpie mark is, or right at the Sharpie mark, I would take my little razor saw tool, cut it. It don't take long to start to spark, and eventually that piece will cut off, and you'll see that light gray. Basically, then at that point, you want to get something to loosen up your chuck, put it on that part of the magnet, pull it out a little bit, and you'll notice that the mark and where the magnet has been cut or even broken off, depending or whatever, you could take a file and basically file it down to where it fits, and you put it back in the core and try it till you back and forth until you get it to where the core will turn fine with that key pin. Then you put a driver in there and make sure that everything's going to work and as intended. Like if you're making it with just regular I guess materials for your security pins. I do recommend that you definitely, alternate spacings. So if you got, say right here, a magnetic key pin with a driver that could be a pin and pin, and we're going to use one of the, where do I have a nail available? Right here. Non-magnetic tweezers here. Alright, this is something that I also wanted to talk about too. If I can grab what I want, I guess I should have found the magnetic ones, because this one's not really wanting to work that well for me. Alright. See this nail head. Say if you had it inside of a key pin and it did not realign exactly in the center connected to a magnetic driver, and say there was undercutting in the Bible, that lip could get stuck and not realign into the pin if you ain't got it, I guess the center of your key pin drilled out or situated in such a way that this head, say if the head was a little bit bigger, this is probably about a 1.2 millimeter head. Say if it's a bigger head, not exactly 3 millimeter, and you got a 3 millimeter chamber in the lock, that lip of that head could get caught up in there and still stuck to that magnet. But if you don't have, when you go to reset, it may not, the head of that nail would actually leave that undercutting in that chamber and go back into the key pin and freeing it up, so essentially unintentionally breaking the lock. So you have to be careful. Use your thoughts and, think the processes through. I should be using this thing here more than what I do, because I really don't use it. It just sits aside unless I really want to try something and not let pickers in the community be my guinea pigs, and I want to see how they last itself. But when you're messing with the magnets, I recommend, taking your time, because you will have a lot of casualties. I've had plenty of magnets that did not survive my experiments. Matter of fact, here are some right here. But if you're interested in the magnets I use, I go to First for Magnets. First for Magnets. It's not a really detailed oriented video. Pretty much just a quick cover. Any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'll do my best to explain. If YouTube and YouTube Studio gives me the alerts, because it hasn't really been doing too well for me here lately. Anyways, just get back with me and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you have any questions, ask away. Thank you.